Cody Show about to go live right about now.
Your neighbor. You're listening to the #1 internet radio station on the planet.
There we go. All right, give me 2.5 seconds and we can make this thing public. What up, Facebook family? How is you doing? How is you doing? Ty and Cody are back in the studio.
They are back live.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff going on.
We've got some
Every now and
great
then,
news to announce.
we tend to get missing for a while. We have a great show for y'all. We got some special guests in the studio. I guarantee y'all this will be a show that you do not want to miss. The song is playing in my ear, so I'm going to shut up for 2.5 seconds. And I am excited to be back in the building.
Yes, we are.
Love purposefully when Ty Cody on purpose.
Good evening, good afternoon, good night, and good morning.
Are we actually back live
Welcome
on air?
back. Yes, we are. How do we know? Because I can ring the bell.
Oh, God.
I did that because Cody does not like that bell.
No, I do not. But welcome back, family.
However, Cody's the one who actually bought it.
I did.
Yes. We have a great show for y'all today. I promise y'all, we have a wonderful show. For those who have been following us on social media, you can tell we have a special guest in the building. We will introduce her in a moment. We also have some other special guests who are watching along and listening along with us. But as y'all know, as I always say right about this time, don't forget to share the video for those who are on Facebook. Sharing is caring, y'all. So share the video with your family, with your friends, and everyone else in between. My challenge tonight is, again, I want to see that little ticker at the top go to 50. Think we can do that?
Let's do 50.
Like
I think
challenge.
we can do 50 tonight, y'all. So go ahead and share the video with your family, with your friends, and everyone else in between. I'm actually in the process of sharing it my darn self. But of course, we also have to give a shout out to our TuneIn family. Somebody just gave me some good news, like 10 minutes ago. What was the news that you just gave me, Mr. Entertainment?
You know what? I was on my TV during the Labor Day weekend because I was not doing any labor. And I just found out that WBND Radio is actually on your Fire Stick. Yes. So if you go to your Fire Stick and get the TuneIn Radio app, type in WBND, and we are on your Fire Stick, so you can listen to us on your sound bar on your television.
Yes. So anybody who has a Fire Stick, go ahead and hit that up.
Get it.
And I don't know for people who have Google Home. I actually have a Google Home, so we try to do the automated little home system and stuff like that. I actually can tell my Google Home. I don't want to say it because if I say it, then I'll be setting everybody's Google Homes off. But I can actually say, turn to WBNDradio.com.
Come
and it
on.
will actually play WBND.
You better do it.
.com.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, and it does it via the TuneIn app, actually.
Listen,
but it's
get
pretty
it.
cool. So, gotta give a shout out to our A1s from Day Ones. That be our TuneIn radio station.
They everywhere. I like them.
Exactly. And of course, we cannot forget the reason we are here, other than God. WBNDradio.com. Yes. See, I don't have to do it no more. He does it for me.
Oh, I did.
Exactly. WBNDradio.com. If you are listening and not watching, yes, we have not forgot about you, family, because we are appreciative of you tuning in each and every Monday from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to the Ty and Cody On Purpose show. So, yeah, and if you have not downloaded the app, I have no clue what's taking you so long, but we have the Ty and Cody On Purpose. I lie. That is not available yet. I'm telling stuff that's not available yet. Now, I'm not going to lie.
Speaking it into existence, babe.
It's in the works. There is a Ty and Cody On Purpose. Actually, it's more of a purposeful life coaching app that's in the works. But the WBND Radio app.
Get it.
Yes. Nice. Go ahead to your Google Play Store as well as your iTunes Store and download the WBND Radio app. I guarantee it is something that will bless your soul because there is great music, great content, great shows, as you can hear Cody's even listening to right now.
My bad.
I can't go any further. As you all know, when we have special guests in the building, for those who are watching us on Facebook, it's kind of hard to ignore the fact that you have people sitting next to you. So, of course, I always have to give a shout out to my beautiful wife to my left, Cody. But we also have special guests who will actually... who's actually coming in for our special topic later on this evening, because we're talking about Reverse the Curse. Miss Natasha Oates to my right-hand side.
Hey, welcome, Natasha.
Yes, we will give her a great formal introduction a little bit later, but y'all know how we like to do this first half of the show. We like to sit here and talk. We like to go through some hot topics of the week and things that have been going on and all that other good stuff. So we're going to jump right into it because we have a lot that is going on. Got to give a shout out to Miss Natalie White and Mr. Michael Robertson for tuning in. Miss Adina.
Thank you for joining.
I know our Pastor Leon and First Lady Rochelle are also watching. Yes, and got to give a shout out as to the Up Company family, who I'm sure is also tuned in, who is part of Miss Natasha Oates over there. Yeah. So got to give a shout out to you people over here too. Can't forget about you. Yeah, you didn't even realize we have like multiple locations at the same time.
That's awesome.
So now if you hit me, they can see.
They can't do nothing though.
You right. They can't do nothing, but they can at least see. They can call 911. Somebody help! Okay. So, as we do about this time, our marriage joke of the week. Now, I always have to give a disclaimer about our marriage joke of the week. I do not write these jokes, people. I just find them funny. I find them on the internet, and I just find them funny. So, what's going on, Dana? My new neighbor. Yay! What's going on, Dana? So, marriage joke of the week. Here we go. Give us a like. Give us a shout out. Share the video with your family and friends. Y'all know how we get ready to do marriage joke of the week. If y'all like it, laugh, because I find these things funny. Cody don't find them funny. Mr. Entertainment sometimes is slow.
I do
but
give you
our
credit
guests,
when they're
Come
funny.
on.
our guests usually find
Let's
them
just
funny.
see.
So here we go. As I stepped out of the shower, I heard someone in the kitchen downstairs. Knowing that my wife was out, I grabbed my 1903 heirloom rifle, which no longer works, and crept downstairs, forgetting the fact that I was in my birthday suit. I came around the corner with the gun raised, only to find my wife loading the dishwasher. "What are you doing?" she asked. I thought I heard an intruder, so I came downstairs to scare him. Scanning the contours of my doughy, naked body, she mumbled, "You didn't need the gun." See? See? I got to laugh in the corner over here. See, we have special guests.
I got
and
it.
they,
You got it,
She
okay.
got the joke. Man.
I got it.
No.
Was it the squirt gun?
No.
Sorry.
I think the sight of it was supposed to be scary.
Scary. His naked, doughy body was scary. Supposed to scare off the intruder.
Yeah.
Really? No, I'm by myself with that one.
I got it.
Thank you,
Okay.
Ashley. See, thank you. She got it.
Thank you.
Man, forget y'all. I'm going to keep doing my daggone jokes of the week every week. The time, Cody. Like I said, if y'all can't... Cody, you were supposed to have
I'm
a joke
trying.
for us a while back. We want you to submit your jokes if you got a joke that you find funny. Submit your jokes to the Ty and Cody on Purpose show. You can easily go ahead and do that via our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or any other page we got out there. We have a bunch of different social media pages. So if you have not actually joined our social media pages, go ahead and join right now. Click the like button, click the share button, all that good stuff on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. The Ty and Cody on Purpose show. Moving on with our hot topics, we do our national days. Let's talk about what today actually is. So today we have the Day of Remembrance for 9/11. That was 16 years ago.
It
Am I
sure
correct?
was.
Yeah.
Can't
so that
believe
was
time has flown
Time
by.
flies.
exactly.
quick.
Time has flown by. But can y'all remember where you all were when 9/11 happened?
I sure were.
Where was you?
I was here in Charlotte on the computer searching for jobs.
Wow.
I
Natasha?
had just moved.
I was still in my senior year. I was in the classroom.
Oh wow.
So we watched it on the TV.
Okay.
Mr. Entertainment, I know you know where you were.
I was at work.
Really?
Yes, and I was devastated.
Yeah, I was actually in Maryland, being originally from the DMV. I was actually on my way to work. I was actually taking a break from school at the time, and I was working at Chili's. And I remember seeing something on the news right before I left to go to work, went to work, and then we had it on all the TV screens in the bar area. So
Yeah.
we were sitting there watching it, and then come to find out the last plane hit right there where we were in the DC area. It was just like, wow.
So unreal.
And it was the interesting part was working in it's not necessarily a fast food industry, but being in that area, it was completely dead for like over half of the day. Like
No
like
pun intended.
no pun intended. I didn't realize I made this statement, but it was like we didn't have any customers or anything at all for quite some time. time. All of a sudden, 5 o'clock hit. It was like everybody was so busy stuck in the house they wanted to get out, and we just had a rush of people just come in for the rest of the night. I just found that pretty interesting. So today is Day of a National Remembrance with 9/11. Today is pretty interesting when we have a young man in the room, and today is National Make Your Bed Day. So
it goes for both kids and adults. Wow.
He almost fell out his chair. Like he's like, who me?
He looked like
I should put the camera.
You gonna call me out in front of my mama like that? What's going on, Pastor Leon? Thank you for checking in. So tomorrow is actually National Day of Encouragement. Yeah.
What that mean? What that mean?
That means go encourage someone. I think
every day though.
It should be, but it's you gotta do national days. So they do National Day of Encouragement because not
Text
every
stats.
day. Say what?
Text stats that National Day of Encouragement.
I'm sure Stats is watching.
I get beat up.
I'm sure Stats is watching. And that's what I was gonna say. Every now and then we all need encouragement.
See, y'all don't see that side of her, man. Y'all always see like how you doing? No, y'all don't see the part where it's like ripping me apart. Like I get everything that nobody else gets.
I highly doubt that. But you should get.
I don't know his household, but I think it's like that for every household. Your spouse.
What you trying to say?
I get things that other people don't get either in my household from you.
That's right.
And you all should.
Why should we?
Why we get the remnants?
You should get the best of the best.
Right, but that ain't what we talking about.
I get the other end of the stick. Encourage me.
That ain't what we talking about. But I think everyone should be, you should make a conscious effort because if you think about it, and here's me throwing on my coaching hat. If you think about it, we usually look at negative stuff, even with our spouses, with our kids and things like that. And I don't want to say it's so easy, but it's usually easy to point out something that someone's doing wrong. Mm-hmm. How often are we sitting there consciously making a decision to say, what are you doing right?
Yeah,
very
I
true.
like that.
And so I think that's a form of encouragement to go, hey, you're doing this right. You're doing a great job. Let me encourage you to continue to do that. And thus we're not looking at so much negative things. Like, for instance, Cody's going through something now. And then she said, she's doing a 10-day thingamajiggy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 10-day cleanse. Today's number 7.
Oh, wow.
And I was telling her how great that she was doing. Like, just giving her encouragement.
I see the results.
You know what? I don't like you right now.
I'm trying to get cool points, but I do see the results.
It would have been authentic had you said that the moment I walked through the door. You don't wait until after he says.
You know how you have that thing on the tip of your tongue, like there is something and you just can't quite put your finger on it.
Through the sweat. Through the sweat. Trying to clean it up. Oh my God.
For the sake of Mr. Entertainment, let me move on.
Save his life.
To National Kids Take Over the Kitchen Day, which is on the 13th. Yes, if you have kids like ours, our kids like to cook. Even though they have not cooked in quite some time, our kids like to cook.
We've been in transition for a little bit.
Yeah, but it is National Kids Take Over the Kitchen Day.
Now, what do you allow them, speaking of that?
I allow them to cook anything they want to cook. However, and I don't know if we were supposed to tell this or not, but we've been in transition, as Cody said, over the past month and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, month and a half. So we just moved into a brand new house.
Congrats.
So, yes, we were commuting from an hour and a half away for a whole month, and it was a pain in the butt. So anyway,
but it was worth it.
Yeah. So I got to get a bell on that one. So I know you love the bell. So we actually have a gas stove now. So you asked about what do I allow them to do, and our kids are 12 and up, so they can 12 through 17, so they can pretty much cook whatever they want to cook. However, we have a gas stove now, so we kind of have to go over the gas stove rules, like we got the fire extinguisher and all other stuff. But once they get comfortable back using the stove and so forth, with the gas stove, they can go back to cooking whatever they want. They've literally cooked. Our daughter, she's cooked macaroni and cheese with shrimp in it. And that was
seafood macaroni.
That was so good. That was so good. Our son, he cooked. I don't know, but they've been like to cook in camps, and so they really like to,
They're 12 and 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Hashtag parenting goals.
Exactly. Wow. But they don't cook that often, but when they do cook, they do a pretty good job. So we don't complain about that at all. We also have, and again I'll say this because again we have another young man in the room, National Chocolate Milkshake Day I told you I do it all the time, which is on the 12th, Yeah, so I don't know who likes milkshakes. I know one of our sons, he likes milkshakes. And
I haven't had a milkshake in a long
my
time.
milkshake brings
Are
all
they
the girls
still?
to the yard.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
do
I just
it?
had to throw that one in.
I'm like, give me a double.
Yeah, you know, you can go certain places. There's a place here in Charlotte. What's the name of that place? The place downtown on south end. Pikes. There's a place called Pikes in Charlotte, right outside of downtown Charlotte, and they're like an old soda shop type place, and they do pretty good milkshakes down there.
Pikes.
So yeah. Pikes soda shop.
You like
milkshakes.
milkshakes?
Well, not really.
It's like, not really. Mom's like, look.
You had to think about it for a second.
Yeah,
Well, not really. Mom's like, no, not really. Interesting one that I actually found. So there's always interesting national days, but this one I thought was pretty interesting as well. National Step Family Day is on the 16th.
I'm surprised it's not called National Bonus Family Day.
Because not too many people call it bonus family. I think that's a good term. But as far as, you know, I know not too many people call it bonus. You know, like my bonus dad, bonus
Instead
mom,
of
bonus
stepmom,
child.
it's bonus mom or
Yeah.
bonus dad.
Y'all always come up with these names I've never heard of.
No, we can't take credit for that one though. That's been in the marketplace for some time.
I've never heard it. See,
Yeah.
in loves, I've never heard that, but step
That's
bonus.
Oh, yeah.
Step bonus.
No. I was
No,
saying
just bonus.
in loves. That's us.
So
we came up with
bonus
that one.
family.
Yeah, bonus family.
That's pretty cool. Because
I'm a
I
bonus
remember,
mom,
man,
bonus-
listen, having a
bonus
bonus dad, we tried to like not leave him in this world for a while. Like we wanted to get rid of him. Like it was so
you
bad.
serious?
Oh, to my scout's honor, dude. Listen, and he knows it. Like that's the thing. Like he would wake up like these boys is crazy.
Wow.
It's pretty bad, and nothing like, you know, like crime scene wise. Just trying to run him off to the point of like he accidentally didn't come back.
You can accidentally come back.
Jeez.
No, he's still around.
I was
We celebrated like a couple of months ago, and he was like, "Y'all dudes are special."
Really?
Oh yeah, we'll talk about
That's
it off the air.
crazy.
But yeah,
I mean, but kids do that though.
Dude,
Kids
step
go, I don't want
parents-
nobody in my mom's life. Or I don't want nobody in my dad's life. So I'm gonna make sure
That ain't my daddy.
Exactly. You ain't my mama.
And we kept
I
telling
never
him
did my
over
bonus
and over.
dad like that though.
And see, he was one of them bonus dads that was special. I'm calling him stepdad. I'm sorry, I can't help it right now. Because back then we had the electricity where you can pull the fuse boxes. Y'all remember those electric boxes? Where you could pull the fuses out of the house. So when he would go to work, he would pull the fuses out of the pole thing
Are you
and
serious?
take it to work with him, so we won't be in the house with any power.
Are you serious?
Dude, he was special, like for real special.
That's because y'all was just dirty to him.
I realize that now. So that's my little side story.
That
I
is
can-
dirty.
I
That
can
is
tweet about it
that's
later. But
dirty.
listen,
That's
I've
one
never
way to
shared
keep you
that.
in school.
Exactly. So National Step Family Day in the U.S. There are over 30% of under 18 population live in a step family environment. Step parenting has been proven to be very successful with patience over time.
Much
If
patience
your kids
and
are not
much
trying to
prayer.
get rid of you.
You got a lot of patience. Listen,
Yeah, as Cody said, much patience and much prayer. Because it is not easy coming in on somebody's child or somebody else's mama or daddy.
but I do like parents that don't force bonus parents on their children. Like,
Yeah.
it's a slow process. You know what I'm saying?
It has to be organic.
Yeah,
It
and
really
like you
does.
said, it's a slow process because the kids have to get used to it. You as a parent have to get used to the environment. It's a very slow process, and it takes some time. You can't just be like, "Well, this is your new stepmom. You better love her," and that's it. Like, you know, it don't work that way, unfortunately. And I do have a
Come on,
as Cody
share it.
Cody says, I do have a bonus dad. And I never, and my dad never remarried.
Is
but
it
he
weird
had
that bonus dad your age?
You know what?
I'm just asking questions other people want to ask. Listen.
That would be weird. That
No,
would be
it's not, because I have a bonus dad at my age, and I'm older than you.
No. He said a bonus that's your age.
Oh, that's your age.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And we're moving.
Call us in if that's your life right now. 803-692-6370. We'd love to hear that.
We want to hear your bonus dad or mom or child story. 803-692-6370. Or comment on Facebook. We're on Facebook as well. We also have, and I found this one pretty interesting, so I have a follow-up question after this one, because Cody always asks me when I always go for these. National Wife Appreciation Day. It's on the 17th.
And you know, I
Bravo.
just, earlier when you were talking about the national days, I was like, there should be a National Cody Day, but I thought you would take, you know.
No, you do have a national
got your
day. That
anniversary
national
listen.
day
And
is
it can't-
January
no,
2nd.
No, it's not my birthday. No, that's different.
What? What? Then
That's
everybody
my
should have
Earth
that.
Day.
So, as I was saying, National Wife Appreciation Day is actually on the 17th. You can't be happy with that one?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Natasha said that
Oh,
was
I'm
good.
happy.
Yeah, see? She said
And the
she's happy.
birthday.
But did they
and
have one
anniversary.
for husband appreciation?
I will
I'll
see.
look it
That
up.
was going to be my
I'll
follow-up
find
question.
it. I'll look it
When
up.
is Husband's Appreciation Day? That's what I want to know, because we need to be appreciated too.
Yes, you
That's
all
fun.
do.
Because you all are appreciated every day in my book.
Thank
Silence. Silence. You all are. I think, men, for the most part, I think we do a good job of appreciating our wives, I think, because you all play a very pivotal role in our family. Obviously, being a wife and then being a mom and everything. Even my man Jacoby in the corner shaking his head. He even knows that women play very important roles in our lives.
He's learning early.
Smart young man. Smart young man.
Exactly. So, National Wife Appreciation Day is on the 17th. Husbands, I don't know if they're cards and stuff out there, but go out there and get your wife something or do something to show her you appreciate her, and then encourage each other on the 12th. There we go. So, moving on from our national days, I'm sure everyone has been watching the news lately, and everything that's been going through the news. The biggest thing that's been going on are the hurricanes. Like, we're in hurricane season from like July through November, I think it is. And we've had the biggest one. We had Hurricane Harvey 2 or 3 weeks ago, and for those of us who are in the southeast, we're currently going through what's now Tropical Storm Irma, who
God.
made her way up through southwestern Florida, and making her way up through the eastern coast now. I think we're getting here in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, we're getting quite a bit of
Much
rain,
rain.
a little bit of wind. It's turned a little bit, so we're not getting as much as we were supposed to initially get, but we are getting it pretty bad. I am just personally glad, and my mother's actually watching online right now. And she is a Florida resident, so I've been bugging her. I've been calling her, Mom, where you at? When are you leaving Florida? Why don't you come up to North Carolina? Why don't you?
we're not
So
gonna
she's one of those battles like, I'm gonna stick this thing out. I bought this house. I'm staying.
She like, God got us, and if it's our time, it's our time, but God got us. I'm like, that's great, but let's be safer than sorry, and God, bring your tail up to North Carolina.
See, that's your mom. I almost did the God story where he sent the boat, he sent the helicopter, but that's your mom, so I'm not gonna go there. I love you, Mom.
But I'm saying, I was like really concerned, like, because it made, like, at first it was supposed to go through Miami and then make its way up, so on and so forth. But when they said it started going southwest and hitting Tampa, and she's not too far from Tampa, in a city called Claremont, right outside of Orlando, I'm like, you need to bring your tail back up here, like,
Mom got
Especially considering they closed Disney, and Disney has only closed in all of its 42 years, only 5
Listen.
times.
exactly.
So
Disney's like, look, let's take Goofy and everybody. We getting up out of here.
exactly.
Cinderella, you better pack up and wake up.
Keep your shoes on.
Hey, go the crazy part. So they just got hit with the hurricane yesterday. Disney already talking about we assessing we may reopen on Tuesday the 12th. I'm like, y'all
It's
don't
not
blame.
right.
They clean up quick.
Yes, and it's like $500 a person to get into Disney.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's crazy. Yes.
But we are glad all the
Absolutely.
folks down that way are safe and sound, and much prayers.
Yeah, there are people all throughout the southeast and everywhere else that have been traveling from Florida just to escape the storm and so forth. And so we just keep our prayers out and our thoughts out for those who are in during this hurricane season. But they say it's starting to become the norm now. These big hurricanes are starting to become the norm.
It's
Every
because
year.
we are not taking care of the earth
There's
as God
something
intended for
going
us
on
to.
in the land.
Yes.
So, but from a support standpoint, if you have something going on, you can inbox us, info@wbndradio.com, and let us know what we can do to help. So we're definitely looking forward to that. So.
Beautiful.
Yes, we like to help any way that we can. Speaking of which, my mother, Valerie Anderson, says Jada Smith calls Will's son her bonus son.
What that?
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
See, they call bonus son thing isn't new, but that's pretty, I never heard bonus son until Cody and her mom actually told me about it. Thought that was pretty interesting. Oh yeah, for those who have not joined our text club, what are you waiting for? Join the APLMC text club. It's very simple. Why are you laughing? Because I'm singing. Very simple to join. All you have to do is text the letters APLMC to the numbers 81680. Let me say that in reverse. Go ahead and text 81680 and type in the letters APLMC, which stands for A Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching, for the A Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching Text Club. I guarantee y'all, we do not blow up your daggone inboxes, because I don't like 50 million texts. But what we do, I would say do. Speaking of encouragement, is we just send out daily, Monday through Friday, not even Saturday and Sunday, text of encouragement and things that are supportive for your relationships, whether it's your marriage or you're in a long-term committed relationship or whatever it is, things just to help encourage you and support you as what you go through this thing called marriage journey. And they are very informative. They're very short, to the point. You can actually get them on Facebook. You can get them on Twitter. But if you want them to your phone, go ahead and join the APLMC Text Club. We also send out reminders that, hey, the Ty and Cody on Purpose show is getting ready to start. Go ahead and tune in right now. Or we also may do some giveaways and some other things or other events that Ty and Cody may do, as well as the Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching does as well. Mr. Entertainment has been getting on me about doing an upcoming seminar, so be on the lookout for that as well. But again, that's information you will find out by joining the text club. So go ahead and join the Purposeful Life Marriage Text Club. All you have to do, again, is text the letters APLMC to 81680. Yes. Speaking of which, we also have this coming Saturday, the Man Cave. A lot of you may ask, what's the Man Cave? Yes, it's also a room that's in your house. I don't currently have in my house because I wasn't fortunate enough to get one in this new house, but I will be building one. However, it is also Men About Nuptials. Yes. And it's a husbands group that I've created under the Purposeful Life Marriage umbrella that gives husbands an opportunity to gather, network, learn, and just to encourage each other in this marriage journey. I know a lot of wives have marriage groups for wives. They have a lot of things that women do. I know another coach, and she actually has a group for wives and some other so on and so forth. And so we actually created one a couple months ago called Man Cave, straight for husbands. I encourage all husbands in the Charlotte, North Carolina area and beyond to join Man Cave. It is this Saturday here at A Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching offices, Mr. Entertainment. And that address is
7716 Pence Road, Charlotte, North Carolina 28215, Suite C.
Yes.
Exactly. That's where it's going to be.
Babe, can I join this Saturday?
You sure cannot. As I said, it is for husbands only.
I was going to say, she can wait in the lobby out there and we'll hand you a card.
Yeah, we got food and some drinks, and you can pass out food and drinks and, enjoy it.
I just want to be a fly on the wall.
I bet you do.
Exactly.
Y'all invite us to none of y'all meetings.
Exactly.
That's right.
It is for husbands only. For husbands to get an opportunity to get some stuff off our chest.
That's why they call it a nuptial.
Grow. Exactly. Men About Nuptials. Husbands only. So I want to see all our men this Saturday at APLMC offices here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Again, we're actually looking to expand this. So if you're looking to have a man cave in your area, hit us up. We'll definitely be interested in expanding however you see fit. 803-692-6370 is the number here in the studio. But if you want to send us an email, you can also do that at coach at APLMcoaching.com. There's too many letters.
What time did you say was the meeting?
The meeting is from 2 to 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
Yes. Coach at APLMcoaching.com if you want additional information. I look forward to seeing all my fellas there. Let's talk about some stuff. We got some stuff to talk about.
Yes, you do.
But there's not going to be any wife bashing, right?
No.
Said my husband.
We not going to bash women. We don't bash. Not what it's about. It's just for, again, us to encourage and to learn and to grow. And, as husbands, we like to get some stuff off our chest, too.
That's awesome.
I'm just curious now. I have to ask, is there a reason why you thought we might be bashing?
Oh, it's just a question.
Because that was like a concern. I'm just
It's
curious.
a question. Because if I give my husband the information, I just want to make sure
Now,
that's in the guidelines.
I just want to make sure before we go on break. Are you saying you don't want us to give him any information that might give him an upper hand? And
upper hand.
Just look. Sometimes, you know what? Some men are trained, and you're like, you know what? He trained. I don't want y'all to untrain him.
That lingo is not okay either.
Just saying.
We train animals.
I got you. I like that. All right, with no shot collars in the meeting.
Exactly.
It has begun. Good stuff.
So we look forward to seeing everyone, all husbands that is,
will be there
at Man Cave this Saturday from 2 to 4 here at a Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching, I would say studios, offices. It is about that time when we get ready to take our break. We have a great topic going on today. Reverse the Curse with Miss Natasha Oates, our relationship coach, is in the building with us. When bad marriages are generational.
Interesting.
Dum, 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 dum. Don't go anywhere, y'all. We will be right back after this very quick commercial. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Share the video. Tell people to tune in. Don't go nowhere.
WBND Radio. Home of the Brothers in Demand Radio Show. This is gospel music 24/7. We come to worship Christ. Alpha.
Are you cooking tonight? Yes, if we're not going out tonight now. How was your day? Fine. How was your day? Fine. Do you want to go to a movie? I'm good.
Does this look like your marriage? Does your marriage feel strained?
Do you feel like your marriage is slipping away? Is your communication not effective?
Reboot your marriage with the Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching, where we're here to help guide and give you the tools you need to make your marriage healthy and successful.
Visit us at aplmcoaching.com.
Or you may contact us via email at coach@aplmcoaching.com or give us a call at 888-466-6104. Live purposefully.
Love purposefully.
Because your marriage matters.
Are you cooking tonight? Yes, if we're not going out tonight now. How was your day? Fine. How was your day? Fine. Do you want to go to a movie? I'm good.
Does this look like your marriage? Does your marriage feel strained?
Do you feel like your marriage is slipping away? Is your communication not effective?
Reboot your marriage with the Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching, where we're here to help guide and give you the tools you need to make your marriage healthy and successful.
Visit us at aplmcoaching.com.
Or you may contact us via email at coach@aplmcoaching.com or give us a call at 888-466-6104. Live purposefully.
Love purposefully.
Because your marriage matters.
Ty and Cody on purpose.
Ty and Cody Show with WB.
Good afternoon, good evening, good afternoon, good night, and good morning. I had to say it twice. Why you always be laughing?
You're so excited. I'm so happy for you. You're so excited to be back in the studio live.
I am, and considering the fact that I really don't feel too well, I'm always pumped when I come in
here.
here.
Can't tell.
Not at all.
It's like there are times where literally I'm all drained all Monday. I come in the studio and I'm just like, yes, Ty Cody on purpose are back in the studio, and so I'm just like good to go, because I always like to talk to our people, so I always have to give out our number 803-692-6370, as well as to hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, because I love to hear you all's comments, and you all give me that encouragement that we actually need each and every Monday, because I just need that energy, and I always get that energy when I step into this room. So I appreciate you all for listening, for you all joining us, and you all for being by my side each and every week. Yes, 8 to 9 p.m. the Ty and Cody on Purpose show. So don't forget, share the video, because we have a great topic that we are getting ready to get into. I guarantee you all that your friends, your family, and everyone else want, and not only want, but need to hear this conversation, because a lot of you all are wondering what's going on in your relationships and possibly why your relationships are not working out the way you want them to. Let's talk about that today. We're talking about reverse the curse when bad marriages are generational.
Yes, sir.
Yes. We have special guests, Miss Natasha Oates in the building.
Yes.
And Miss Cody.
She is the owner of the Up Company. She's a speaker, licensed therapist, and retreat host. And I have to read her bio, you all. And it reads, "It's painful when you're not getting along with the person you love." Natasha is living proof that you can build a healthy relationship despite generations of poor marriages within family ties. She also understands the challenges that come with balancing roles as a wife, parent, and businesswoman. Natasha and her husband paid off their home, cars, and credit cards within 5 years. Their combined income was less than $100,000 per year. She enjoys helping others change their view of their limitations with gaining wealth. Natasha has a master's degree in mental health counseling. She is licensed as a professional counselor and is a national certified counselor. And as I stated before, she owns her own practice, the Up Company, that's located in Charlotte. So welcome, Natasha.
That is what's up. Yes, welcome, Miss Natasha.
That's that calls for
right?
claps and horns. That is awesome. I'm definitely loving it.
We are excited to have you in the building today. Miss Natasha actually reached out to me. She was like, yo, we have to talk about this. We have to talk about reversing the curse, this generational curse. Now, if you're anything like me, when I first heard this topic and we first talked about this, my mind immediately went to church, because you always hear about generational curses in the church and so forth. So, Miss Natasha, what is a generational curse when it comes to relationships?
Oh, yes. So these are those patterns that you see in your family from generation to generation. Pertaining to relationships, it could be patterns of divorce. It could be patterns of abuse emotionally or physically. It can be a number of things. And although I don't believe in curses and all of that stuff, so to speak, but it's so difficult to break. We call it a generational curse.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay, see, I never really thought about it that way, because it actually, if I think about my own dynamics, and I don't know about anyone else in this room, like if you think about your parents or your grandparents and so on and so forth, and you think about, just the stuff that they go through or have been through, like I think about the fact of, in my family alone, we have several divorces, unfortunately. Heck, I've also been through a divorce as well in my family. And so with those, considering like my mom, my sister, myself, my cousin, would those be considered generational curses as far as like divorce is concerned in relationships?
Sure, and it can go beyond that as well.
Okay.
Like what was grandma and great grandma, and
Gotcha.
it can really impede all of those. And science is showing if there's trauma connected to whatever the issue is, it can affect the person on a DNA level. So it's not even just what's modeled, but it passes through DNA too if there's like a trauma factor, like DV or emotional abuse or something like that too.
Gotcha.
So we really need to not just say, "Oh, well, that's them,"
right?
Because I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, you sure you get a lot of people who say that too. That ain't about me. We gonna work it out.
Yeah, that was the past. That was just my childhood.
Exactly.
And yes, however, we need to examine, how are we impacted and what residue might we have picked up. And just making sure we're intentional about that.
And that's odd because, like, my grandparents, as well as Cody's grandparents, have been married for quite some years.
Yeah.
My specific grandparents over 70, and Cody's, yours is like
It's been over 60.
Over 60.
Yeah.
But then when you get down to our parents and our brothers and sisters and so on and so forth, and I know the last thing that I ever want to do is pass down a generational curse of, to our kids, to the fact that where they don't see a positive impact of marriage, and I in my opinion, I think that's what keeps that generational curse going. Yeah. What they actually see on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely.
And so I know Cody and I, we make a conscious effort to not only, because we don't always get along, but when we don't get along,
we work it out.
Yeah, we work it out.
Right.
My bad. We work it out, but when we have those issues of conflict and so forth, which we try to avoid at all costs, having them in front of the kids, but sometimes it's inevitable.
And sometimes I think it's good for them to be able to see that,
but
right?
That's what I was
they
going
have to see both sides of the coin. The rough patch, but then the makeup patch as well, right?
Yeah.
So that they know life isn't just either all arguing or disagreement, or life isn't just always rosy either. It's a balance.
Yeah. And you just want to be cognizant of that it's minor disagreements. Like, we're not talking about you and Sally Q going to the hotel room. Right.
Within context, right?
Exactly.
But it teaches kids, like I've heard people say, well, I've never heard my parents argue. So then they don't really know, they don't really have the tools of, when we have a disagreement, how is this supposed to go? So them seeing those minor disagreements in a healthy way is helpful.
Yeah, that's
completely agree.
Wow. So okay, I never thought about it this way though. So what if Mr. Entertainment has this look on his face?
I'm just soaking it in
like
because
2.5 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead.
But what about, okay, and this is the interesting one because you and I briefly had a conversation about this, Natasha. So what happens if you don't necessarily feel like you have a generational curse for yourself in your marriage? I mean, not in your marriage, but your family. But your spouse, on the other hand, may happen to have
you read my mind.
Curse. So you marry into, or you happen to, you don't do your, and I always say you should do your due diligence, but you don't do your due diligence enough to notice that there's a generational curse going on in your spouse's life.
Yeah. But, when you have one person who maybe they're, and I don't want to get too clinical in how I'm talking, but how they are intimate and close and connected is from a healthy place because they don't have those issues going on. It's more likely that the relationship can do well. But it's going to be a challenge because that person is going to have to be more patient with them. It's going to have to call out things in love. It's going to just have to really go through it with them.
Look, Doc, let me just say this.
Say it.
Here it come, y'all.
Because, look, I'm just going to be real.
Yeah.
And, I don't like to pour water on the fire because this is good conversation.
Marriage unfiltered.
But I got to say what my listeners are thinking because there's a two-sided coin to where I've thrown my whole all in. And John Brown he decided that he's going to wag his tail at every single part that he comes along. And here I am, like, I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with him. And I'll say her too, because if there's a her, then that's the same thing. So I've come to counseling. I've tried this. I've tried that. And it's like, you know what? I'm not breaking through. So at some point now I'm stuck on this side that I didn't ask for. You know what I'm saying? So help me help my family keep the glue together. You see what I'm saying? So now
Whatever
it's like
issue is, it's just not going away. It's not breaking up.
Correct. So give us some help on saying, you know what? How can we bring this whole thing to perspective of the buck stops here? Because I love Ty Cody show. It's phenomenal because we get the proactive, and then I'm loving where you're going with this thing because generationally, I've watched grandma and grandpa, and we heard it before. I watched them stick together, but I have no clue what goes on behind the doors. I've never seen it, and then all of a sudden now I'm traumatized with the what just happened.
Right.
So
okay. Now the what just happened, as in. How did they get through it, or are they no longer together?
Both sides, because I want to hear two sides of the coin. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
I know.
I don't think I got the question.
Okay.
You're gonna have to break it down a little further for me, sir.
All right. So, in other words, generational curses continue to go on in certain families.
Right.
And at some point, we don't really have an answer to how it stops. Right. And I mentioned earlier about males having this doggy dog so what mentality, and you have a certain male in the house that don't want to keep his pants together, but yet it makes me as a wife look bad if things don't go right in our relationship. So now I'm asking Doc, you know what, how can I coach myself through that? Because my husband got me looking like, you know what, I'm passing this on to my generation.
So I'm thinking about this in a few different ways. One is there are signs even in the beginning of dating and red flags that we tend to ignore. And there are just some situations that are extremely unhealthy. And it sounds like you're saying, how do I stick and stay or decide when to break away?
After that, there you go. Listen.
Well, how do you know when to put your foot down?
How do you know when to put your foot down? When it starts to impact you on an emotional health level, you've got to get some distance to yourself. You said you try the counseling, you try everything. When it starts to break you down, I mean, you have to conserve yourself as well.
But on the flip side, how do you reverse the curse of that? Is it too late to reverse it, or is it going to continue the cycle?
Now you're saying reverse their curse. And the problem with that is you can't control what that person does. You can only do your part. You can only put your pride aside and have patience with them and really share how things affect you, what you're seeing, going to the counselor. That's all you can do. Anything beyond that is a form of control dressed up as love. People can choose to stay in their mess. They have the right. So it's a hard thing, but it's a real thing. But the beautiful part is, as one partner gets healthier and makes healthier decisions, and it has a softened approach, it is drawing to the other person. But you have to take care of yourself very well to keep that up.
First things first. Listen, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, wow. So for those who are just tuning in, you have tuned in to the Ty and Cody on Purpose show on WBNDradio.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and everything else in between. Our phone lines are open, 803-692-6370, and we are talking about reversing the curse when bad marriages are generational, yo. So, okay. So we were just talking about the fact of what if, your spouse, and, and so forth. So, as I mentioned a minute ago, you marry into a situation where your spouse may have generational curses or issues or whatever. How do you go about even just approaching them? I know you said you can't control them, but how do you go about approaching them about what you may necessarily see that you don't want to continue now that you've come together as one, as a family? Is there a way of attacking that?
Absolutely, and there's a way of doing it in a non-threatening way. I don't think families enough really create a vision for their family together. Once you put a foundation in place of how you want your family to operate, when you go outside of that, it's easy to say, remember what we talked about? This feels like we're outside of what we have set as our foundation. So that's one way right there.
Gotcha.
I love that. It's interesting you say that because we've hosted vision board parties for couples.
Awesome.
Right? For those couples to be able to come together and really give true thought as to what do we want to create and not just the what, but then the how. And then every now and then, whether it be 3 months, 6 months, however long, you come together, you reevaluate, you look to see, did we meet the mark? If so, great. If not, why do we need to reevaluate? And then to celebrate your successes, right? And then also be able to build upon that. So, because to me, if you don't have if you have a vision without a plan, you've essentially planned to fail.
Yeah. And to your point, I wouldn't be afraid to revisit certain parts in the relationship. I remember when me and Stats was going through our hunky-dory, if that's a key word. It was so cool. But you know what? It was a downward spiral for a long time because, you know, I admitted it was me. And when we went back to it, she was like, you know what? Look, the baby's ugly. This is it right here. And you either going to accept it, because I ain't going nowhere. So whatever you choose to do, you need to work through this. And I was like, daggone it, that hurts. Like, that was a gut check for me. And when we came back, opened it up, laid it out, and showed it what it looked like, and I was able to see it and say, you know what? We need to fix that.
Yeah.
So it sounded like she was able to go ahead and approach you and call you out on it, per se, without being too controlling. In love, as Natasha said.
That's what I was going to say.
That was key.
When Mr. Entertainment and Cody talked about it, you guys had a conversational tone. It wasn't, look, this is what it's
Right.
We can't be like, we can't be amped. With these kind of
And so, but that's the thing. So many people go into, because they're so into their emotions, into their feelings, and so forth. The first reaction when things get, heated is, look, what's going on? This, that, and the third.
Because everyone wants to make sure that they're heard.
Yeah, and it's quickly to put you in defense mode. Because I remember a few times, as soon as tones get raised, either my chest go up or my defenses go up. Like it's like, look, we ain't trying to go here.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
So how do we overall break the curse? I mean, or before we even get there, is there anything and this is just a curious question, is there anything such as a self-imposed curse that you may, it may not have started before?
Very good question.
Is there such thing as a self-imposed curse?
Let me go ahead.
So more so
and
like
not
self-sabotage?
but...
Yeah, I mean,
and let's throw out curse and say unhealthy cycle.
Okay.
Because when we say it that way, we'll say, okay, yeah, you can make some choices where it kind of starts something. Because then if you make your choices and then your kids see that day in and day out, and it can start new, which is scary.
Yeah. But let's be real now. What about the family conversations? Right? You sit down. Is it okay to draw out the family lineage and call it what it is? Because just like any other family tree, if you look at it and know where you came from and identify it, call it what it is, and have healthy conversations around it, and know that, you know what, because watch this. In a perfect world, we look for perfection. But when we know that there's flaws in the branches, then we know, hey, this got to be cut off. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So sometimes we draw this perfect picture, but then behind it, there's flaws. Let's call it, you know what? We did what we had to do to make it work.
There you go.
And this is how we did it.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, though, Mr. Entertainment. I got exactly what you're saying, but the thing that we, or as humans and people don't do, is we're quick to do this, not realizing that the issue is with us. We don't have self-reflection. We don't look at ourselves. We can't lay it out on the table to say, this is what my family has gone through. This is the problem that I currently have because I have picked it up from my mom or my dad or my whomever.
I want to be responsible.
And we don't do that. So we can't get to that healthy place in order to see a coach, in order to see a counselor, in order even to realize or to take ownership to realize that it's a generational curse.
People don't usually run towards shame. And that's what you're asking. And so I notice in a lot of African American families, we will not talk about it. Why you want to know about that?
They get defensive.
What you gonna do with that information?
They get defensive real quick.
So find that talkative aunt.
Talkative aunt, that's a good one.
Because
one in every family.
And I like to be positive, but let's just call it out. We quick to throw stuff on social media. Let's pull that off and let's take it to a professional.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sure.
So I just want to leave on that note.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, I want to leave
We
on
don't
that.
want to go to counseling.
No,
Nothing's wrong with me,
Facebook,
right?
my counselor.
And people actually do use Facebook as their counselors. And the advice you get on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and everything else in between.
Not good.
Wasn't a minute sleep. Exactly. But I mean, that's the thing. In order for us to be able to help ourselves, and I would think to end the generational curse, we would have to have some type of self-evaluation. Is that something, being a licensed therapist and a coach, is that something that you actually walk your clients through?
Absolutely. And if I can be transparent, not only do I help my folks, but I've had to help myself.
Gotcha.
I've broken my own generational curse, and my family is very strong, very beautiful, very educated, but honey, the relationships. Right.
Gotcha.
So not only do I walk them through it, it's something that I've done myself. So definitely got to reevaluate, like, what's in my tree and what's in me.
Yeah. And does it you get to a point where you have to say, I accept responsibility even though it was not me who made the initial offense from generations ago.
Yeah.
Just to say the buck stops here.
Absolutely.
And to consciously now make better choices.
Yeah. And not only is it making better choices, because if it were that simple, all the curses would be broken.
Yeah.
But I'm going to intentionally allow myself to be really uncomfortable.
Okay.
Because although the unhealthy patterns are destructive, they're familiar to me.
Okay.
And in a way, it's safe. It's what I know. And so for me to do anything different, this thing feels uncomfortable and I don't know what to expect.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's why, I mean, it makes a lot of sense, and it's definitely something that we have to be mature enough to be able to do.
To handle.
To be able to handle. So, in a nutshell, how would you say we break these curses, these generational curses? Go ahead.
So number one, know that you deserve better.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the very first step. We talk a good game, but when you see it's kind of like when people put expectations on you and it's capped. Sometimes that's just where your cap is on what you expect for yourself, what you think you deserve.
Right.
So we talked about doing a self-examination. One of the things you'll notice, let's say in your family, most of the men were in and out. You know, they were not reliable. You know, they were cheating all over the place.
Yeah.
You might say, well, I know that men, you can't rely on them. You know they're cheaters. You on the edge of your seat in your relationship just waiting.
Come on.
Yeah.
Waiting
Listen.
for that move to happen.
Yeah.
So you have to be real about how you respond. When there's a generational curse there, usually you're going to overreact to something that's similar to those issues, or you're going to underreact. Meaning, okay, if I know that all men's are dogs and you just not rely on them.
Listen.
And they leave. If I know men leave, if I have an argument with my spouse, granted he's a good man, but when I'm hurt and he leaves an argument, he walks out the door or he goes out of the car, it feels like I'm abandoned all over again.
Yeah.
And I might say, well, I'm done with you. Like, babe, we were just arguing over milk.
Yeah. And I never thought about that.
That way. Over
But
some milk.
it reaches beyond milk.
Yeah.
It reaches back to, whatever those issues were.
Way down.
Yeah. And the flip end could be the same situation. Maybe the men in my life leave. That's what I'm used to. So if my husband's that way, I might hold on for dear life, or let's just say boyfriend. Let's just say boyfriend. I might hold on for dear life, even though he done cheated on me 7 times, even though he done spent all my money in my little account. I'm afraid to be alone. Who would I be by myself?
Yeah.
Wow.
So look at how we over and under react. And the goal is to meet the situation where it is. If you arguing about milk,
Let it be about the milk.
Exactly.
Are your eyes rolling? How's your body language? How's your tone? What are you saying? All of those things.
I mean, I like what you said, because sometimes we argue about something that didn't have anything to do with the argument, because I have to piggyback off of that. So, for example, when there's something fostering way down on the inside, as soon as an argument come up, there's something that we didn't address on the back end that causes the argument to kind of...
Yeah, and that's when you figure that's the fine time to bring it up.
Yeah. And let me just say, the argument over the dishes is not about the dishes.
Right.
Nope.
It's about, I can't rely on you. I feel alone.
Come on.
You proved to me what I already knew, because Mama and them already let me know.
Girl, you starting something. Don't do that.
My
My
mama
wife
told
looking
me.
like, hold on. Let me delete that post.
My mama told me about you. What you mean? Nothing. Do the dishes. Be like, wait a minute. You done brought it up now.
Yeah.
We need to go get coaching. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got to blow the whistle on ourselves. Like, even early in my marriage, when I was noticing things, I would call in my head, right? Because we got to change the thoughts.
In the head. I'm glad you brought that up too.
Because we got to change the thoughts. That's how we don't over respond. Is we kind of self-coach ourselves, right? So I said, you sounding like such and such. One of my family members. You sounding like such and such right now. You might need to pull back.
And that's what I was going to ask you. So in your situation, because you said that you actually went through this yourself.
Absolutely.
What made you, throw off that trigger in your head to go, ooh, you know what, Natasha? I need to break this, because I've noticed that my mama did it, my auntie did it, and my grandmama did it. Like, what made you go, ooh, that I don't want to pass this to my children? I got to stop this right now.
I mean, just seeing it growing up, I knew that's not the situation that I wanted.
Right.
But I think more so now, having a child, and I totally I'm going to tell her and teach her a lot of stuff. But what she sees mommy and daddy do every day is going to have the biggest imprint on her life. And so I take that thing personally, right? So everybody has to find a motivator. This is like the hardest work of your life. So you've got to have a motivator that hits your heart so strongly. And even before I had a child, I just didn't want to be hurt and bitter.
I didn't want to be bitter. Listen,
I just didn't.
I refused
and I
to be
wanted
bitter.
better. I knew I deserved better, and I wanted
deserved
better.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
You better get it.
Yes, we are reversing the curse, y'all. Reverse the curse. Again, take self-accountability. You have to look at yourself. That's where it starts. And from there, and then you have to move on from there in order to be able to reverse this curse. And I know we all have things that we see, that we do, that are part of us that we have to, take accountability for. But again, it all starts with looking in the mirror and determining, from there, how do we move forward to stop this thing. And again, if you're in a situation where you're married into it, approach it with love. You have to approach it with love. You can't sit there and attack your spouse on what they've done or because they may not even know. They may not even know.
You must have been reading my mind, because if they don't know, but yet you see the signs, you've seen the background, you've heard the stories, kind of embrace that and find a way to break through that, like a little chisel and kind of chisel away at it.
Because I'm pretty sure that's a very sensitive, we were talking earlier how a lot of husbands don't feel comfortable talking, or communicating with their spouses in general. That's one of them things where you just kind of have to, like you said, slowly chip away, or slowly, or even talk to other people. Go through a coach, go through a counselor, or find out, how can I bring this to my spouse's attention?
She turned the mirror around on me, dude. She was like, "Look, this is you," and I was like, "Ah!"
Oh yeah.
But she did it in love.
Yeah.
She did, but I was ugly. Listen.
I mean, our inner self is revealed in relationships. It is a deep spiritual thing. Yeah. Because you can't hide from your spouse.
You can't. Listen.
Now if you wake up next to them every day,
they see it all.
Bad breath,
good, bad,
stinky booty, and everything else in between.
Oh God.
Well, we definitely want to give a shout out to Miss Natasha and the Up Company. Miss Natasha, do you have anything going on, coming up, events that you may have coming up with the Up Company? Or?
Oh, yeah. So I have a Valentine's event coming up.
That's what's up.
So we're gonna have urban ballroom dance and dinner. So I know that's a few months from now, but check me out on www.lovethatlast.org. Also do retreats whenever I'm summoned.
Okay.
So summon me.
How can they summon you? By going to your website, or how can they get in contact?
Going to the website. Also on Facebook at Natasha Inspires.
Good deal. Natasha inspires.
That's in my Billy D voice.
Billy D.
Yeah, I went back to Billy D.
Coke 45. Had nothing to do with it. It was Billy D. Anywho, yes, we are excited. I'm sorry, I'm excited. But thank you for joining us, Natasha. Thank you for our in-studio guest sitting in with us today as well. As usual, we are here each and every Monday from 8 to 9 p.m. on WBND Radio, as well as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and everything else. If you have not done so already, go ahead and like us on Facebook. Go ahead and like and share this video if you like as well. As well as, don't forget, go ahead and hit up Miss Natasha Oates as well, so that way you can take part in her Valentine's Day activity that she has coming up. And if you're looking to have a retreat for any of your let's say your church or anything, I'm assuming that you do churches and all that. Yeah. So go ahead and hit her up. And you never know how she can bless your marriage, because again, we're all in this thing together for this thing. I always call it a journey, because to me, marriage is a journey. You have your ups, your downs, your in-betweens. And so that's the purpose of the Up Company and a Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching, to help you in your marriage journey. And so we appreciate you all for tuning in each and every Monday here on WBND Radio and Facebook Live, the Ty and Cody on Purpose show, where we live purposefully
and love purposefully.
Ty and Cody on Purpose.
We're out.
The number one internet radio station on the planet. WBND Radio. Home of the Brothers in Demand Radio show. This is gospel music 24/7. We come to worship Christ. Alpha and Omega.
Are you cooking tonight? Yes, if we're not going out tonight now. How was your day? Fine. How was your day? Fine. Do you want to go to a movie? I'm good.
Does this look like your marriage? Does your marriage feel strained?
Do you feel like your marriage is slipping away? Is your communication not effective?
Reboot your marriage with the Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching, where we're here to help guide and give you the tools you need to make your marriage healthy and successful.
Visit us at aplmcoaching.com.
Or you may contact us via email at coach@aplmcoaching.com, or give us a call at 888-466-6104. Live purposefully.
Love purposefully.
Because your marriage matters.
Are you cooking tonight? Yes, if we're not going out tonight now. How was your day? Fine. How was your day? Fine. Do you want to go to a movie? I'm good.
Does this look like your marriage? Does your marriage feel strained?
Do you feel like your marriage is slipping away? Is your communication not effective?
Reboot your marriage with the Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching, where we're here to help guide and give you the tools you need to make your marriage healthy and successful.
Visit us at aplmcoaching.com.
Or you may contact us via email at coach@aplmcoaching.com, or give us a call at 888-466-6104. Live purposefully.
Love purposefully.
Because your marriage matters.